More of my exclusive interview with Afghanistan's former president, Ashraf Ghani. You know, many people make the analogy between you and President Zelensky, and they say Zelensky stayed and rallied his country and you left. What do you think of that comparison?
Well, the comparison should be made between 2014, when I became president, and not 2021. We have been fighting for 42 years. Our trauma was deep. Our people were tired of killing, and our people wanted an end to the bloodshedding. Second, President Zelensky was informed in detail by the CIA of the forthcoming Russian invasion. We were not offered a single piece of paper by our allies. The other comparison again is Europe stood, the whole NATO, United States, Australia, other countries rallied to Ukraine, but that is similar to the 1979 invasion of Afghanistan by the Soviet Union. Then again, a lot of people stood with us and appreciated and increased the scale. But this was a time in 2021 when support for staying in Afghanistan after President Biden's decision had gone. It was an irreversible decision. And people were fundamentally asking, if we are going to fight another round of civil war, what's the end? What's the conclusion?
Do you feel betrayed by the Americans?
I don't use those types of words because our trauma, our pain, needs not to go to the direction of betrayal or blame. We need to focus on what is now in front of us. We need to draw lessons from the past and deal with the present. Our country is in dire condition. I do not have the luxury to engage in blaming or sense of betrayal. Superpowers, big powers, decide on the basis of their national interest. What I hope is that they've considered the implications of those.
You think that Trump accord with the Taliban was a disaster?
It was. Everybody, the agreement. We had an Afghan-owned and Afghan-led peace process. We created the first real ceasefire. And if you look at the December evaluation of the OD report, it says in the last 18 years, there's never been as big an opportunity for a political settlement as now. And then our in turn Afghan-owned and led process was hijacked. We were excluded from the peace table, and the peace process was incredibly flawed. It's an assumption that Taliban had changed. We're delusion. The process violates everything that from Acheson and Marshall to Kissinger and Baker regarding preparation, regarding organization. We never got to discussions. It was all foreplay. Yet, in 2017, you interviewed me right after that, when President Trump announced his Afghanistan and South Asia strategy. President announced that it would be a condition-based agreement. They are never going to repeat the mistakes of a time-bound. Yet in 2019, Secretary Pompeo was seeking a time-bound agreement and then signed on February, had signed, in his presence it was signed, a time-bound agreement. This agreement was supposed to be conditional, but none of the core conditions was not only observed. The government, our partner, the government of the United States, became the enforcer of the Taliban agreement on us, threatening us with cutoff of aid, with every conceivable form of pressure to release 5,000 of the most hardened criminals, etc.